Hey everybody, welcome back. Stepper2 here today with another video. Today we're taking a look finally at Modern Warfare Warzone. So Call of Duty Warzone is set to come out tomorrow, and it's finally here. It's been delayed many months, but now we have a set date, which is tomorrow morning. There's a countdown timer and everything. If you do own the original game, you can then go to Classified and see your countdown timer. And for those of you that do not own Modern Warfare, it is actually free to play a little bit later in the day. Sometime tomorrow around noon, I believe. Today we're just going to be taking a look at everything we do know. Of course, it's not out yet. It is about to be soon. And there's still a lot of information out there that we can look at, though, sort of get a feel for what it's going to be. And for those of you that, don't know what to expect, especially for players who haven't played the original Modern Warfare, the game, you will at least now know a little bit of what to look forward to. And for those that have it, you can get a little bit hyped up. So today we're just going to be looking over facts and such that I've managed to peruse and find, and also just talk a little bit about the modes. So first off, Warzone is 150 players. It was originally leaked to be 200 a few months back, but it is now confirmed at 150. It is also launching with only trios as an option, which I personally think is a terrible idea, but as with the theme of Modern Warfare, everything they do is a terrible idea, so it's right on brand. It is only launching with trios. You cannot play in duos or solos. You can queue as a solo with team fill off, same with duos, but you will always be against trios. But for the most part, it's 3s on 3s all the time. This is, of course, going to be changed down the road to be duos, squads, solos, etc. But for now and tomorrow, it will just be trios. There are two different modes to choose from. This we did not see coming. There's Plunder, as well as just the regular Battle Royale. From what I know, the difference between the two is that the BR is just a BR, 150 players, last team standing or last player standing wins. And Plunder is sort of like a game mode more than a BR. It's like, any other COD mode. It's still, I believe, 150 players. It's just a lot more condensed, faster. There's objectives on the map. You're kind of running around gathering money, or plunder as they call it. And you can spend that on reviving teammates, kill streaks, drop kits, which are preset loadouts of guns and perks, and etc. So this mode is going to be faster paced, more of just an arcadey mode. It's not last player standing wins. It's actually most plunder, I believe, most money gathered, most objective points, something like that wins. It's not a you're down and out, you die and you're gone kind of mode like a normal Battle Royale. So there is a more arcadey, less sweaty, sort of fun-focused mode coming. So this isn't just a BR like Apex or PUBG. So there is more than just the BR. There is a sort of fun mode where it's going to be more about objective scoring, playing as a team, stuff like that. You don't have to worry so much. You don't have to sweat so much. And with that theme, the overall BR itself is very simplified compared to PUBG especially, but even Apex. This is a much simpler version, and also Blackout. This is a step towards the simple end and away from PUBG compared to Blackout. So what I mean by that is the loot system is very simplified. It's not going to be something you're used to from Apex or PUBG or Blackout. It's closer to Fortnite's system probably, where there aren't really set attachments that you're looting around, which in my opinion I am saddened by. I liked the Blackout system, I like PUBG's system, I like Apex's system, but they said that this is their way of trying to keep it less time looting, more time shooting, more time fighting, and less time digging around in loot boxes and looking around in buildings and stuff like that. They want to keep this fast and action-filled, hopefully, and high-paced. Not as fast-paced as Apex, for example, but less time looting. So the way this works is there are different rarities of loot that you will find on the ground, just like any BR. Common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. Everyone's used to that. Everyone's heard that before. But the way the loot works is you're not grabbing attachments. So you're not going to find like a gold suppressor and a blue mag and a purple mag. You're just going to find like a blue AK or a gold Grau or something like that. So you will pick up like a gold M4. And the way it works is as you go down the rarity from common to legendary, you gain an attachment each time of the item when you pick it up. So if I pick up a rare MP5, so a blue MP5, it will have 2 attachments on it. So it could be a grip and a sight, and if I'm going to pick up a epic M4, it will have 4 attachments. So it could be a grip, a sight, a muzzle, a stock, stuff like that. I don't know if this is full RNG, if this is sort of preset, so every blue M4 is the same blue M4, and then for a purple M4, it's the same as every other purple M4. I don't know how that works. We're going to have to play test that, obviously, tomorrow. For now, this is how it works on screen. From no attachments, 1, 2, 4, and 5 for legendary. It's something like that anyways. This is just from what I've been able to look up. And keeping with the theme of the loot, there are no healing items in this game besides stims. This is a BR with health regeneration on, so the gameplay is going to be just like the multiplayer if you've played that, or really any COD's multiplayer. You do have health regen. You're not fumbling around with stims or medkits compared to pretty much every other Battle Royale. Instead, in this one, your health regen is on, but you do have an armor system. So it has been said that every player spawns with 2 armor plates. The max, I believe, is 3, minimum, of course, being 0. And when you have no armor plates at all, I believe you're actually a little bit weaker than you are in the normal multiplayer. You will be dying in 3 or 4 shots from pretty much any gun across the board. Now, the TTK is exactly the same as multiplayer, so you have the same health either with 1 or no plates. I am not sure on that, but you have the same health except with 2 plates, which is the default when you spawn in. You have double the amount of health, more or less, and then 3 plates is slightly higher. And now you're maybe worried because that might be starting to lean towards blackouts, fucking infinite health tank, 3 armor, unkillable monsters that we had in that game. But as far as I know, having 2 or 3 plates, double the kill time of 1.5 seconds is still pretty fast. You're still dying in 3 seconds or 4 seconds. You still are dying almost faster than you can react. So I wouldn't worry too much about long-winded fights as we've seen in Blackout or even PUBG. You can still expect a high TTK, possibly higher even than Apex's, but you're also going to want to still get that armor. Most people you fight will have 2 armor. It'll be, not as insta-killy as the multiplayer. You still have time to move and reposition and stuff like that. So that is what you can expect for the health anyways. And then the zone, in comparison to the health, the zone, from what I've heard, moves pretty slowly, so you should be able to outrun it. Of course, there are vehicles in this, which will make it a lot easier. But as far as I know, you can pretty much always outmaneuver the zone. And it does damage you and turn off your health regen when you are in it. The gas that's in the zone is very bright and green, kind of like in the campaign, if anyone played that. It's hard to see out of. You cough constantly, make noise, and it shoots through your health decently fast, especially the later ones will kill you pretty fast. You may as well just move away from the zone. You should be able to outmaneuver it at all times. But since it turns off your health regen, when you're in it, you are just waiting to die. You can't sit in the zone like in Apex and heal, or PUBG and heal away. You have to move out of it or you will die. One more thing before we move on, there is stims. So I said there's no healing items, but of course there is still stims like in the multiplayer. But those will again be single use as a tactical grenade or a tactical use item. And with tacticals and lethals, you can only carry one of either, so you cannot fill your backpack like PUBG or Apex and carry around multiple grenades. You're going to only have one of each, and if you have the perk for it, 2 of each at most. There is a pinging system. It is currently up on the D-pad, which I know that's a terrible fucking spot to have a ping, but at least they have a ping. On PC, I'm sure it's fine. And while we're on the topic of health and dying and etc., the Gulag system that we've all heard about as leaks before, where when you are killed, you then go to the Gulag and have to 1v1 or 2v2 and fight for your freedom from the Gulag to be sort of respawned back into the game. That has made it in, and that is confirmed. And the way that it works is if you die or any of your team dies before there's 50 players, I believe it's between 60 and 50, somewhere in there, before there are 50 left. So if you're one of the first 100 players, so 2/3 of the entire lobby, if you're one of them who dies first, you are then sort of captured and a cutscene plays and you're thrown in prison in the Gulag, and then you have 2 ways of being respawned. And right now I've only heard that the first way is in the game. The second way was in the leaks, and so I'm just going to quickly talk about it, but I don't know if it's confirmed or not. The main way that is confirmed is that you will sort of wait for your queue, and then you will 1v1 another player in the Gulag. So if you are like 70th to die or whatever, and there's a few other people, like 40 other players in the Gulag, I guess you just have to fucking wait, or maybe it runs multiple at the same time, or 2v2. Either way, you fight in the Gulag just like in gunfights, so no health regen and with preset kits. And if you are the winner of the fight, you are then released and you go back into the match. I don't know if this means you respawn on a teammate, you drop back in, you spawn outside of the Gulag. I have no idea, but you are then let back into the game with a starter gun as far as I know. And to quickly touch on the second way, there were earlier leaks that said you will, when in the Gulag, be able to interact with an NPC character called Valkyrie, who will apparently give you objectives to then break out of the Gulag. I don't know if this idea was scrapped or maybe it's for an event, or it was changed into some other way, or if it'll be there tomorrow. No one really knows about that for sure. I haven't heard anything about it being in the launch version. But if that is there, there will be an NPC called Valkyrie. She'll give you objectives like sneak this into this and, hide behind here and escape from the guards and blah, blah, blah. Sort of like a mini campaign, and then you escape. Maybe they thought that was too much for you to have to do like every game, so maybe they scrapped that idea. I am not sure. So when you die, you are not gone for good. There are a lot of ways to be respawned in this BR. Teammates can spend loot that you find. You can find cash, not just in plunder mode, but in the regular BR. You can find cash and respawn teammates that way, or you can win your fight in the Gulag and be respawned that way, and I believe there's also many other ways to get respawned. They want this to be a pretty forgiving, fun way to play, so if you do get a hot drop and you can't find a fucking gun, like we've all had happen, and you die immediately right off drop, but you're in a team of 3 and your other 2 live, you don't just have to sit there for 20 minutes and watch your friends play the BR. You are now sort of off on your own. You're in the Gulag, you're fighting. You can still see your team's health and stuff in the bottom, but now you're in the Gulag fighting and you can come back, or they can spend some of their money. Instead of buying a precision airstrike, they can buy a respawn and bring you back. So there's a lot of ways to come back. It shouldn't be instantly over unless your team gets fully wiped. And of course that is going to happen a lot. We've all seen most of the time, if one or two of you dies, you all die. But if one manages to get away, you can all come back. And on top of that, if you do all die, even if your entire squad is killed, you still get a chance in the Gulag, all 3 of you. So regardless of getting a team wipe, it's still not really over. I don't know how long these matches are going to be. I imagine quite a while if no one ever actually fucking dies. But you do only get one chance in the Gulag. So even if I get sent to the Gulag and I haven't done my 1v1 yet and my teammate respawns me with money and brings me back, I do not go back to the Gulag. If you are killed and sent there at all, that is your one attempt. If you lose your 1v1, you are permanently dead. But you do have that one chance where you can be better than the other player, be good, and get respawned. If you fail that, then we're back to normal spectating. One last, I guess, pretty important thing. Everything from the multiplayer, if you own the core game, carries over. Like everything you can think of. So camos, attachments, unlocks, your level, your battle pass level, everything carries over. If you have gold on certain guns or Damascus on certain guns, you will actually be able to see that on the guns in the BR. You can have your gold M4 when you're running around, which is surprising that they've actually put in that level of effort, and I am very happy to see that. It's also nice to see not a split battle pass, although I would not expect that to last. I would expect next season there's going to probably be either one massive pass that is for both games, because this is its own standalone free-to-play game, or it's going to have a pass and then a pass on Modern Warfare as well. I don't know how they're going to fucking swing this one, at least for this lifespan of Modern Warfare. For now, you can still buy the pass in Warzone, though if you're a new player, I wouldn't exactly recommend that because there's not a lot of time left. But next season, there will be something there, a pass of some kind to buy. And as of right now, you still have your player level, and all your attachments, your gun levels, your gun camos. You can still work for gold even in the BR if you don't have the core game. So there's still a lot here for you to do if you're a free-to-play player and you're not looking to pick up the original game. And fully honestly, if you do enjoy Warzone tomorrow or in your time playing it, I would not take that as a reference for the actual game. The two are very dissimilar. The best things about Modern Warfare are the gunplay and the movement, and you're going to see both of those in Warzone. And if you enjoy that, I would just stick to Warzone, because the worst things about COD, about this COD in particular, are the spawns, are the maps. They're all fucking terrible, and the game is honestly a very bad time and in a very bad place right now. So if you enjoy Warzone, I would just stay with Warzone. It's free, you might as well play it and not drop full price for the core game. But that said, your level and your battle pass level will be moving up if you're playing the BR. You can still be leveling up and all that. Everything carries over for a full Modern Warfare player. You're not losing out on time spent on the battle pass. And then for a free-to-play player, you're still progressing something. You've got something there to level up and unlock. So as for now, I think it is pretty good. They haven't said what they're going to do for next season. Of course, we will take a look at that when the time comes. And I believe that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully this was a lot of good information for you guys. This stuff is all confirmed. It should 100% be accurate. Of course, I said, as far as I know, blah, 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 etc., because it may have changed since the playtest that I'm taking this info from compared to launch. And there is a trailer for you to watch as well. I tried not to use any footage from that because I don't really want to get claimed by Activision because it is an official trailer. So be sure to check that out and get hyped up. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. PT, I don't know what that translates to for you, But at that time, you will be able to download the game. And also another little tidbit at the end here, the download, if you have the original full game, should be a lot smaller. I believe there is still an update download, but then you can just launch that straight from in Modern Warfare on your classified page. Like I said, if you go there now, it has a countdown. And then for players that are playing the free-to-play, you will have to download it as a separate client. So you're not going to be going in the store and looking up Modern Warfare. It should be Warzone or Call of Duty Warzone or something like that in the PS Store or on PC, etc. It is a separate client. You will have to do the entire download, which is probably upwards of 100 gigabytes, maybe 80 gigabytes. I'm not really sure. Say goodbye to your hard drive. That's the rough life we have here with Modern Warfare. It takes up fucking way more space than it has any right to. And that should be everything you guys need to know for Warzone. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can. And once I get my hands on tomorrow with the game, there's going to be a lot more content of Warzone coming, at least in the coming weeks, as I start to figure things out and find some stuff to put out for you guys. So if you want to see more of that, be sure to subscribe. There's plenty of Modern Warfare content and also a lot other gaming content here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everything you do. I'm Terry. I'm always reachable on the Player Select Discord. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.